Hi, K's fans. It's KTV with me, James Barrett-Sterling, and it's another weekend preview alongside Hayden Bird. Hayden, thanks for joining us. Had a little bit of breathing space, 7 days off between games, which is a bit unusual at this time of the season. How do you get to utilise that time at your end?
I think it's quite welcome because there's been a few one or two injuries. It gives the injuries an opportunity to heal. People like Cookie, I think, will return on Saturday. I think Declan, there's a great chance that we'll see him again. And, against Historic, we played a new shape. And in playing a new shape, that gives us more of an opportunity this week to work on it.
Excellent. I was going to touch on that a little bit. Obviously, two good results back to back. The 1-0 league win over Horsham, and then the fabulous 6-0 win at East Thurrock last Saturday. Two different types of performance. Maybe the Horsham one showed our gritty, steely side, perhaps, and we had to play patient. And then at East Thurrock, good football, took loads of goals. Rob saved the penalty, etc. What have you taken from those two performances to sort of springboard us on?
I think they were two excellent performances, and I don't think that the performance against Horsham got the credit that it deserved. How many times in this level of football do you see domination as high as 90% of the football? Not often. And I think the technical work that day went unnoticed a little bit. In the final third, we needed to improve. We got into some great areas and were a little bit wasteful. But the Horsham game for me ticked every box. We come off a disappointing result at Folkestone, where ultimately I'll say we were beaten by the referee and the refereeing decision. And I say that not to take any credit away from Neil or his team, who are really outstanding, but a mistake by the official ensured that we played with 10 men on the biggest pitch in the league against one of the best home sides in the league for 85, 86 minutes. And what was going to be a great game was ruined by a mistake by the referee. We can cope with it. We'll move on from it. Mistakes happen. The referees make mistakes like everybody else. But I'll give credit to the Football Association in upholding our appeal and letting Rob play against East Thurrock. Anyway, I've moved off the subject. So having lost to Folkestone, we needed to beat Horsham. When you can see 4 or 5 goals, no matter what the circumstances are in the next game, you've got to be pragmatic. You've got to be solid. You've got to be compact, and you've got to be calm. And I've seen that game 2 or 3 times now. I think our work with the ball was very good. It's very, very difficult to play an open, expansive, exciting game of football when only one team is trying to win. Horsham come to stop us trying to win and hit us on the counter. They played with a very deep block, but I think that our quality come through. We were patient, and it was a great goal by Elliot. We then went into the FA Trophy with a different idea and a new shape because we want to try 1 or 2 new things. And I think the players did a really outstanding job. To win by 6 goals against a team in our league is a real credit to those boys. And, we rested people like Jason and Reese and Kenny and players like Elliot playing alongside Daniel, Aaron Lamont, Jay Barton. They've come in and they've done really, really well. So the squad's in good nick at the moment. And in answer to your original question, we'll be even stronger for Bognor because we'll have 1 or 2 players back.
Just before we touch on the Bognor game, you mentioned there Elliot coming back. He's hit the ground running, 2 in 2. He looks sharp as ever. He played alongside Daniel on Saturday, and it proved that it can work. They both got on the score sheet. And like you say, he tweaked the formation a little bit as well. So does that just show the versatility of the squad that you've got as well?
Yeah. We're indebted to Spencer and Farnborough because they've really helped Elliot. There's no doubt about it. He's come back really sharp. I know that they were disappointed that we recalled him. We were in the middle of a bit of an injury crisis, as everybody knows, which we're coming through now. And Elliots come back and he's given us something different. Uh, Elliot is an outstanding player. We know he'll score goals at this level. He's a proven goal scorer and an excellent target man, and he's different from Daniel. I think Daniel can play off him. I think Daniel can play to one side of him. And I think Elliot has the attributes to help the likes of Jason and the likes of Nyron and the likes of Reese as well. So that's a welcome addition. I think that the players are flexible. They're open to new ideas. And it's important that, you know, I'm seeing teams set up against us, knowing what shape we're going to play. Now we're going to go into Bognor. We can go there with our recognised shape of 4-2-3-1. We can adapt that very easily into a 4-3-3 now because Shane is fully up to speed, who's been excellent in the recent weeks. And we can play we can play in addition to the 4-2-3-1 and 4-3-3, we can play a 4-4-2. And so that makes life difficult for the opponents. Not quite sure what they're going to get. I'm not going to tell you what they're going to get. But we're going to go to Bognor knowing that it's going to be a tough game, but we'll be in good conditions.
Let's just touch on the draw for the next round of the FA Trophy. Royston Town away, Southern League Premier Division. What were your thoughts on that after the draw came out?
Well, I thought it was a very tough game. Royston are a side that are very physical. Royston are a team that are quite direct, but there's also have dangerous players in their lineup as well. I think that any team that is doing well in the Southern League deserves respect. I think they're in the top 7 or 8. So it's a difficult away game. There's no doubt. I don't think there would have been many more games more difficult than this one. But we'll be ready for the game. We'll have them watched. I'm already having videos sent to me, so I know exactly what we're coming up against. And I think it'll be a really good opportunity to progress in the FA Trophy.
Good stuff, good stuff. Well, back to league action this weekend then. So, as we've mentioned, Bognor Regis Town away. Midweek, we saw some various results from those around us. Worthing extended their lead by 5 points, beating Wingate and Finchley. Enfield are hot on our tails now. They beat Carshalton 1-0. But thankfully, Folkestone only drew 0-0 at home against Hornchurch. So what were your thoughts when you kind of look at how congested the sort of top 8 or 9 is in the division at the moment?
Well, I'm not surprised. I think it was always going to pan out like this at this time of the season. I think that Worthing and Folkestone are the favourites. I've got on record in saying that. I think that Worthing and Folkestone have one thing in common. You see their teams and you have 3 or 4 years of work in their teams, that they've been together. They've gone through the process together and they've just added 1 or 2 key players together. You know, Worthing are a club that hit up to 1,400 spectators. I think they got 1,000 people v Merston. Folkestone against us had 800 people. So, you know, I think they're the leaders. I think they're the favourites. And to be honest, we're playing catch up. But we're catching up. And I think that what we've shown is that we've bridged a gap that was probably quite big last year and now isn't so big, and we're in touching distance of them. So we're happy to be on their coattails. We're happy to be right up there in the mix, and we're improving. And so we're going to improve to continue to bridge the gap. We're going to work hard to improve that as the season goes on, we maintain a good position in the league. We know we've got to work really hard to do that because Folkestone and Enfield and Worthing, I think they're there for the duration. I really do. I think that Lewis are a team that you have to throw into the mix, and notably they're now into the top 5. So, you know, with players like Joe Taylor up front and Tanner, I don't see that's a big surprise. Pritchard, Nelson, the intrinsic players in Cray moving over there. I don't think that that's a surprise. Bishop Stortford, I knew was an excellent result at the start of the season. Bishop Stortford are ever improving. I think that they're certainly in the mix. I still think Carshalton will be in the conversation. For one reason and another, they've not quite hit the heights of the last 2 years, but I think that they will get better and better, and I think that they'll be in the conversation. And then there's teams like Cheshunt, for example, that are doing a great job, that are proving a difficult opponent for everybody. And you know what? I'm sure there's teams that I've missed out in that as well. One of them's Bognor, who we face on Saturday. So, yeah, I think there's a number of teams that will fancy their chances. All that I can say is that we are in that cluster of clubs that are fighting for a place in the playoffs and are fighting for the right to try to win the league. And I think Kingstonian are improving. I think we've come through a really difficult set of fixtures. You know, Margate are a team that lost to Corinthian Casuals yesterday, but are a team that with Jay have got better and better and better as the season went on. So there's another one. But I haven't seen anybody in the top 5, top 6, top 7, top 8, top 9, top 10 that in their last set of fixtures have played Folkestone, have played Enfield, have played Worthing. We have. And to be sitting 3rd and 4th in the table after those set of fixtures gives us a really good platform to move on now.
Yeah, like it. Of course, Bognor are one of those ones in the top 9. What kind of challenge do you think we'll face at Nywood Lane on Saturday?
Well, I think we're going to have 2 good footballing teams on the pitch. Jack and Robbie's philosophies are good philosophies in order to play the right way. They have experienced players in Bognor now, Amadou being one of them, who's one of the best goalkeepers in the league. You've got the likes of Robson that's gone back there, and I think he's doing a really good job with Cook. But you've also got some really exciting young players up front that are mobile, they're quick, and they can hurt you. So what Bognor have is a great platform to showcase their football identity on a tremendous pitch, one of the biggest pitches in the league. They pass the ball very well. They're very organised defensively. And they have players in the final third of the field that can score goals. That makes them a really difficult opponent. It'll be a very difficult game. But it's a game that we will go into with plenty of confidence and hopefully we can win.
Excellent. Just a quick, I know we've touched on it a little bit already, but just a quick squad update, if you may. I know you said Ollie and Declan might be back in contention. Anything else to report?
Teo is a little bit off. I think Teo could be a good couple of weeks. So I don't think he will be ready. Fabio, like I've said, probably we may have to wait until the new year to see Fabio. I would say no further developments on Harry Osborne for reasons I've explained. But things are improving slowly, you know. Simon Cooper, I don't think will be available over the weekend. But Ollie will come in. Declan, I think, will be available again. So yeah, I think that I think that the squad will be ready and without excuses to face Bognor on Saturday.
Is Coops just ill, or has he got an injury?
Simon's got an injury. Simon picked up an injury in training. There's a slight tear to the hamstring, but I don't think it's going to be longer than probably 10 days, 2 weeks. But he definitely won't be available on Saturday.
Fair enough. Okay, well, unless there's any other business, boss, I'll thank you for your time.
You're asking the questions, mate. I'm just answering them. So there's no other business from me.
Good stuff. Well, listen, wish you and the boys all the best of luck on Saturday, and then Royston Town away, isn't it? And then we've finally got a home game, Case fans, on the 17th of November against Bansford Athletic, which is in the Surrey Senior Cup. So we'll see you all back at home then. But for now, James Barrett-Sterling, Hayden Bird, KTV, signing off. Cheers, boss.
Thank you.